Wiggy pushing hard for Zappe time for another couple of weeks.
Yeah, I listen.
Philly has a bad game.
The way I look at it, that would then be easier for the transition to go back to Mac.
Mm-hmm. Does it worry you, Greg, and I think, Curtis, you're on this side now, too. If Mac is still limping, we see him in practice, just a slight little limp, does that worry you that he could maybe further damage and then you see him out again? Like, you got to take that into consideration as well.
Well, I view football players just like radio producers. We're never 100% once the season starts, so just keep it going.
This is Phil from New Hampshire. Hello, Phil.
Good morning, everybody.
What's up?
Great to be able to speak to an esteemed Marconi Award winner.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Phil, thank you very much.
I wanted to say that, first of all, I dig Zappe a lot. I think that this is an amazing thing to have two young quarterbacks like this. But what if the Florio story does have legs, but they just sensationalized it? So, like, all right, Mac wasn't fully buying into Matty P's system, right?
Yeah.
And Bill's system.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the attitude adjustment comes from a kid comes in, buys into the system, and then he looks strikingly similar to how Mac looked with Josh last year. And it's kind of a sit back, look at this, and see that this kid is getting all the accolades and all the success that you had buying into Matty's system, and he looks just like you did last year. So maybe you shut up and buy in. Maybe that's the attitude adjustment, and then they turned it into, like, you know, Bill and the gang really need to adjust this kid's attitude and turn it into like the kid's a prima donna.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the reporting on the Volin. I mean, do you call it reporting? What Volin said the night before coming on this show on television was that Mac's head. I'm paraphrasing, to be clear, but Mac's head got big essentially after the Pro Bowl, right, Curtis? Am I getting that right?
Correct. And he had zero foundational basis for that report.
Zero.
Because when I questioned him about that, first he came on and he said, you know, guys, I don't even know why that was a big deal, like insinuating that what he said was so obvious. And then he was pressured by me to defend his opinion. And he's like, well, I wasn't going to go here, but someone that would know, which was a guy whose friend worked in the ticket office of Gillette Stadium. And you know Bill Belichick. I'm sure he's always calling everybody in the cubes down there in Foxborough to give him the latest of the injury of his quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, that is what you do here. You have a preconceived notion. With Tomasi, it was that Belichick's a cheater. With Volin, it was that Mac Jones is a Tony private school tennis brat who's complaining around the building based in nothing but an opinion with no verifiable evidence to back it up.
But take Volin out of that. What about the other people?
Well, the other people, they've all been dancing around saying it, which it's a hit job. It's like the hit job was on the attitude of Mac Jones. It was, you know, whether it's Burt Breer or
Doug Kayed?
No, what did Kayed say?
Curtis's lead this morning. Did you not hear
what? That Mac Jones is 90% healthy?
No.
Or that he wants to, he's willing to come back and operate the offense the same way Bailey Zappe did or whatever?
Yeah, isn't that like the way I heard Curtis's lead this morning was he wasn't happy about how the offense was, but
I didn't hear the unhappy part. Curtis, what exactly was the reporting?
The reporting from Doug Kayed in ProFootballFocus.com was that the Mac camp has acquiesced and will play halfway between the aggressive play calling that Mac was under for weeks 1 through 3 and the conservative play calling with Bailey Zappe the last 3 games.
And but what does that mean? So can you just get the exact quote that they've acquiesced?
No, that I think it was willing to play. I will give me 1 minute. I have to find the.
Right. To me, listening to that, to me that sounds like it came out of Mac's camp.
I'm a Boston public school kid, and I've heard acquiesce before, and it really means is willing to play ball. So that report is there was a little bit of whether it's pushback, hesitation, why ask why.
The quote right here, Wiggy, sorry I didn't have it earlier. A source indicated that Jones would welcome a middle ground between the aggressive approach New England was using with him at quarterback at the start of the season and the safer, more efficient plays Zappe has been running.
Okay, so you see that the twist of a phrase? Welcome is completely different than acquiesce.
But welcome-
Acquiesce makes you sound like you're stomping your feet and you're going to go ahead and give in and you'll do what they want you to do.
What is whiny why, baby? What does welcome
He would
something
welcome
mean?
it.
That
He's
means
like, hey, you guys were telling me that the offense needed to be this way,
Right.
but I would welcome it if I could do the same thing that Bailey
I mean,
Zappe's been doing.
That quote paints Mac in a great picture. That's why I'm saying it had to have come out.
No. That
It
quote
did- it
right there
did.
is still like it's still there was all right. I'm welcome. I'm willing. I'm welcoming this change.
I think acquiesce fits perfectly. It's not something that he would do, but he's welcoming it because
Right.
he saw that it was successful. That's the definition of acquiesce.
Right, but the only point I'm trying to make, Curtis, is that there is take away Volin from it. There were these other little whispers of a little bit of like bumping heads on the offensive system with Mac Jones. That's all I'm saying.
That's
we heard
true.
we heard all preseason that he was frustrated.
Right. So now, but Greg is painting this picture all of a sudden now, and is jumping on the Ben Volin thing, which, that was a complete.
What picture am I painting?
You're
just to
painting
be
the
clear?
picture like, there was never any bumping heads about the offense with Mac Jones and whether it be Patricia, Joe Judge, and Bill Belichick or the system.
Because you're defining it as bumping heads. You're defining it goes back to the attitude of Mac Jones. I don't have an issue with Mac Jones after a successful year.
All right, so don't bump
Here,
head questioning. Does that work
I don't
for
have
you?
an issue with him saying, "Hey, when we ran this way last year with Josh McDaniels,
5-1-6.
Yeah.
it worked
Sorry, I was
pretty
just giving
well.
Costas'
Like,
numbers.
why do we need to go? Why do we need to? I don't
But don't
understand
you
what
think,
the issue is
how do you
with
not
him
see
asking
that?
a question.
That's common sense. Like, how do you not see
What is common sense?
when somebody
it
goes?
doesn't mean that he has an attitude.
Greg, when somebody goes, well, last year it worked when we did it with Josh McDaniels, saying this to the new guy, that would be like me going, you know what? Greg, I don't understand why you're doing it this way. It worked with Mutt.
Could you imagine if Jackson came in during the break was
that's
like,
common
"Greg,
sense.
You don't think people?
You don't
in
think
a
that's kind
workplace
of like a
listen
slap
to,
in the face
you
to
don't think
you?
People? No, I don't think it's a slap in
Stop
the face
it.
to Matt Patricia.
What?
No.
Are you
And you're
serious?
assuming again that that's what happened. Everybody is assuming without a single shred of actual factual knowledge.
Right.
And painting Mac Jones with a brush that he's a petulant child.
I didn't say he's a petulant
tennis brat.
child.
Well, nobody's saying that. They're saying he's questioning over and over. He's not buying in. Nobody had an issue with this topic being talked about when it was Kendrick Bourne and we did it
Right.
for weeks. We're still
Right.
doing it today. Nobody has an issue with
Right.
that. There's no facts.
Nobody is painting Mac as like this cry, whine, baby.
Well, Ben did, but
but Ben, we know that to be false. All we're saying
Well, that
is,
was Nolan's friend in the ticket office.
all we're saying is if he's questioning whether it's the system Patricia's putting in place, but now he's willing to welcome that, there had to be a little bit of friction or head bumping or whatever it is. I don't know the word that you want me to use, but there had to be some little bit, and it doesn't mean it's
I think
a bad thing.
there was
Ben-
consternation.
Well,
There you go,
uh,
consternation.
Based on the result, the first 3 weeks, was he right to question it?
Yeah, if you want to say that, right? Or maybe,
I mean, was he?
maybe they go,
You'd
When they
that-
dumbed it down for Bailey Zappe, did they end up winning some football games?
or maybe they go, wait a second, we try to put it in this way for Mac. He can't handle it that way. Maybe we got to dumb it down for Mac.
This is Jim in the car. Hello, Jim.
I feel bad for you, Greg. All the other people are on top of you. That you get questioned every day. Do you come back at them? Do people say, well, these people shouldn't be there because they're questioning Greg every day? So that's how I feel bad about you. I don't understand why they're even questioning or you guys are even arguing. Why don't we just wait till see Monday night? You know the coach doesn't ever give any evidence at all
I love
of
it.
what's happening.
Let's talk
football
about
team.
highlight.
I like that.
Yep. Curtis, you do this to get ratings and things, and I
That's the goal.
understand that.
Yep, that's the goal.
Yep, absolutely. But geez, I mean, there's the Celtics, there's the Bruins. I mean, they're doing
But
good.
you called to talk about the Patriots and our gossip of them.
And if the quarterback gets hurt Monday night when he goes out there and plays, you'll be happy as a pig in crap because you'll know now they're going to have to play Zappe. And you're all of you are hoping that that's what happens.
Well, Jim, I love you. I just hope you know that.
I'm looking forward to the Celtics game tonight. I want to see this good matchup against the Miami Heat. I told you I want to see what Jimmy Butler's hair looks like. He did some new stuff with his hair. See Tatum and Brown and their continue evolution, what Missoula looks like.
Terp just did a great article about the Celtics and why you should be really fired up on them.
There you go. And I'm waiting for my Wick City jersey.
Ooh,
I can't wait to read the box score.
And we'll come back. We'll talk about the Patriots on Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is Deuce PK. What's up, Deuce?
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Great.
In comparison to the two quarterbacks, Mac Jones, when you guys were interviewing, he had a lot of restrictions of food. You guys made jokes of it. At least with the Zappe meal, with his throws, they're cleaner, they're more appropriate. And to me, I'm getting a better meal watching the game compared to Mac Jones.
Okay.